What is up? Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Huh? How's everyone
Sit
doing?
right at the time.
How's everyone feeling? How you guys? Ah!
Right,
Boy.
every time you do that, you sound like an insane. You sound like about to kill someone.
Hello, Georgie.
Yeah, just like that.
How's Georgie doing? How's
So,
Georgie feeling? ASMR, yes.
yes,
We're gonna
yes.
do it. It's an ASMR
Welcome,
podcast.
welcome to the
Welcome
podcast
to the
ASMR.
podcast ASMR.
You hear that?
That's the sound of not fapping because it's still not November.
Oh gosh.
um, how's everyone doing? So today, today's raining outside, dude. It doesn't feel like summer, or it doesn't feel like summerish. I know it's spring. I know spring's meant to be, um, like a
Well, you
mixture
understand,
between.
summer doesn't feel like summer just because of the sun. It's also like what you do most, and you can't do a damn thing when you're meant to be staying indoors, not spreading around and getting this
Kuroko,
deadly disease. Yeah.
the Kuroko.
I
Non-stop
think
nut
Feed the Beast
November.
has the right idea.
It's non-stop nut November. Maybe it might be that. It might just be that. It might just be non-stop nut November. But how's everyone doing? I'm your host Motsiba here with Ethan's, aka Skydrift. What's up?
Yep.
So how's your week been, Ethan?
Dude,
What you
my
been up
week's
to?
been kind of boring. I feel like it's gonna be the same answer every single time. It's like someone asks you how was school, and you just say fine. Work, procrastinating work, doing some more school work. It's the same thing over and over. So
I know.
I can't really talk much about it.
I know. I understand and I feel your pain. I've just been like again streaming in the week, going to gym, and then catching up on assignments that I've been literally laying off for so long. Oh my god! But they're cool. Like I finished my show reel, which I think is I put it up on my YouTube, so I'll put a link there. And I think Ethan, you also did your show reel. Did you post it on
You there?
YouTube? Did you do your show reel?
Hey guys, was not responding. He may have cut out. So let's just
Am
give
I
it a little
not
bit. Yeah, you weren't.
responding?
Nothing was coming out.
Out of my mouth?
Like I
Hello?
couldn't hear anything from the Discord.
think
So
I feel like that was your problem. Anyways, I was saying, Ethan,
we'll check the thought afterwards.
Ethan, have you done your show reel?
Yeah, I think I did kind of a bad job, so I'm probably gonna
You're gonna keep
redo
it
the show reel at some point. But I
okay.
have done the show reel, and it's not up
Okay.
online yet. But I probably will do that come the weekend.
Okay. Well, Feed the Beast, I'm not a show off. To be honest, I'm really not a show off. I just when I do cool things, I like to say that I've done cool. Like I'm not trying to show off. I'm just being an entertainment. I don't know. But yeah, I did my show reel. It was pretty cool. If you guys want to check it out, I'm gonna post the link in the chat right now. But it was really nice doing my show reel and like just going back and seeing all the stuff that I have done. That was like the interesting thing, just seeing the progression that I've done over like I would say 4 years of studying film and all that. Hey, Dedexa, how you doing? Are you good? Oh my god. Oh, I have a meeting at work. Oh, dude. But thanks for coming.
Ask to watch the stream.
Thanks for coming in. Ask him to watch the
Ask
stream.
to watch the stream.
Ask
Get the whole office in on it. I'm assuming
the
you work in
whole
the office.
office is gonna come and watch the stream if they want.
Yeah.
So I did my show reel. It was pretty cool. I put the link there. I'm pretty proud of it and all that stuff. I have some China videos that I took, like really nice quality China videos, when I went to China in for my matric holiday with Dexo, although he's left, but he was there, and Simon, one of my greatest friend, and Jackia. So that was fun, and I also have some I put Bleed in there. If you guys haven't seen Bleed, it's also in my on my channel. And I put Clay. I put Weiwei. I put the Festive Lights. I think I haven't spoken about the Festive Lights, but it was a project that we did with a group of friends in my year group, and we worked with the I think it's the same people that organized the Jazz Fest, so we worked with them, and we did like promotional videos and all that jazz for them. So yeah, that's what happened, and it was pretty fun, and I enjoyed it, and I produced some pretty good work. It helped me like work with teams and like big groups of teams and all that stuff, and everyone and all that jazz. So it was an interesting experience, and I got a lot of knowledge from it. And then I put in what was this other film? I did the From Moments to Memory, which is a short film that we worked on with like in my second year. And yeah, I put just like little snippets of everything. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It was pretty cool. You like jazz, buzz? Yeah, I do like jazz. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I hope Ethan manages to post his, so you can see all the beautiful work that he's worked on as well. So yeah, hopefully this show will get me a job someday in the film industry or something like that. You know, as an editor, you know, something. You know? A boy can only hope. But so straying away from, you know, what we've been doing, besides working on school stuff, we've also we mentioned this last week on our podcast that we want to do a writer's den. All right, we want to do some creative writing just to show off our creative writing muscle and flex it, right? So we put a poll up on our Instagram, the Young Web Series Instagram page, and we essentially asked you guys what you want us to do an adaptation on. So we got a bunch of troll picks, you know. We got our Genshin Impact.
I actually want to name them out loud. One person said Amnesia, which would have been cool,
Amnesia's
but I know
cool.
next to nothing about like the first game, and I only know about the second one.
Yeah.
I think a third one came out like last month, but we knew barely anything about it, and that would take a lot more research than just watching those videos. Jesse said Genshin Impact. Why?
I don't mind the Genshin Impact story. Like I feel like there's, but I just don't know enough. I don't know enough about Genshin Impact. But I would have loved to do the research and stuff like that. That would have been amazing.
But again,
Genshin? No, I had never touched the game.
I think it's one of those things where you won't know the story unless you play. I don't think it's something you can just watch videos about, you know?
Ah, okay.
I think you can get away with just watching videos with Dark Souls and then coming up with the story and not actually playing it. But Genshin Impact, I don't think so.
I feel like you can. But anyways, that's besides the point. And what was the other picks?
Daniel said Farming Simulator.
Yeah, Farming Simulator. I mean, we could I'm thinking how we
yes,
can do
you could,
a story
but it just be like a normal ass Bob the Builder on a farm story.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have, we write a story like a spin-off of Farming Simulator where zombies come and attack the farm. I was thinking something like Love, Death, Robots. That there was that specific episode that spoke about.
Oh, you mean the one that looked like a phone game? Looked like a trailer for an Android game. I remember that one.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say it's a trailer for an Android game.
It looks like it though.
Again, it's a unique art style.
Like some Clash of Clans sit in space thing.
No, it didn't look like that. But I remember that episode, and when you said Farming Simulator, I was thinking something along the lines of that. Like, secretly, the farms above have like flippin' thingies below, like mecha robots and stuff. So I was thinking that. And then
the thing about Farming Simulator, it's a simulator. It's got to be very complex and very detailed with how it farms. We'd have to know a lot about farming.
We'd have to know a lot about farming,
how to grow things, how to use the vehicles. A lot of stuff. A lot of research would have to go into making it as detailed. It'd be like trying to write a series about lawyers. just
Now-
has clicks and talking about like commercial farming, you know.
Now we're not saying that we're too lazy to do that and that we didn't like. Oh no, we don't want to do a lot of work. It's just
We didn't have enough time.
we just didn't have enough time for when we actually posted the story and got everyone's suggestions to when we wanted to put out the polls. So that is a little bit of a mishap on our side, but we are like, the more we do this, I mean, this is the first time we're doing this session, this writer session, and we hope that after this we can get people to like more people to react faster. Like we put them up earlier so people can react earlier, and then we can have like a poll at the end, and then we do our research. We have like a day or two dedicated to research, and then we can go in and do the writing and do all that stuff.
Yeah, I spoke to my brothers about what we could do like a few days beforehand, and they came up with some very interesting insights. For example, I did mention that if we were to do this, we would not have to make a game made by the developer Supergiant. Supergiant, for those you don't know, they made Bastion, Transistor, Hades, that one basketballish sort of game. I can't get to it. Pyre, yes. And I think we couldn't have done any of those games if we wanted to, because the story is already so detailed and so bare that if we were to write anything about it, we'd have no flexibility. It would just be writing it verbatim. So that's an insight I got from my brothers. Oh, and I just want to mention one thing in chat. Daniel says, "You just basket anime thighs." Daniel, I am a fan of thighs of all varieties, even 3D or 2D. So take the comment back.
Who's biased against art? Dude, this man, literally the most unbiased against any sort of thighs. I'm just saying. Just putting it out there. He's a man of many tastes, and thighs are one of them. So yes, so we did the poll, and we also like added in some of our own suggestions, and what we came up to having was, because we nerded out about Warframe like really hard. We put out a Warframe
Very interesting
option.
episode.
It was a very interesting episode. Then we put out a Borderlands, because when Ethan said Borderlands as well, I was like, this is really cool. Like Borderlands could be an interesting adaptation, like taking a spin-off and making something like the next Vault Hunters, and how like they would go about and like what the story would be. And Ethan already like made he already did a lot of research, which was pretty cool as well. So I think
for a while, Borderlands 2 was my most played game on Steam.
Yeah, so I think he like, if once we're done with this one, the reason why also we didn't want to pick Borderlands, or well, one of the reasons was because nobody voted Borderlands. The other reason was, well, not nobody, but more people voted for the other option. But the other reason was I wanted to try this out with like R6 and stuff like that, because that's the one that we're doing today. We are doing an R6 adaptation, which I feel like is going to be pretty fun. So we did do so I wanted to do this first and to kind of test the waters until we actually go out and write a full-on Borderlands adaptation on stream, which would be really cool. And I feel that Borderlands, the way that Ethan spoke about it actually got me a little bit hyped and thinking, oh, this is actually a pretty cool adaptation, because we're taking like concepts and characters from Borderlands that are already set in stone and kind of running wild with it. So yeah, but today we are going to work on a R6, which majority of you have voted for R6, which I was quite surprised. So the poll ended yesterday, and then well, we actually started doing research halfway through the poll. Like there was still a couple hours, but the way it was looking, everyone was voting R6. So we were like, okay, cool, that's fine. We might as well just go R6 way. So yeah. And now we are happily, gladly, very excitingly, very, very excitingly doing an R6 adaptation, hoping that everyone in chat would really enjoy it and see how the working process and how it is, how much of a nightmare it is working with Ethan. So
Ethan actually asked about that one Discord session. Is Ethan a dick? Like, is he a bat? Is he an angry director?
Yeah, he is.
You have to be watching this.
No, he's not an angry director. He's an interesting director. I wouldn't say he's an angry one. He's far from angry. He's not even a dick on set. I mean, in the writing room, he might be a dick. In the writing room, yes. But when he gets on set, like all that confidence inverts and turns into like an inverted penis. Right? It goes inside him.
Elaborate.
Yeah. So like you get big penis energy when you write, but then when you have to like act on it, then it goes all the way inside.
Oh my word.
But yeah, so that's what we actually came to. So yeah, without further ado or any delaying of any time, I'd like to introduce you to the first official Writer's Den for the channel. Slap it and clap it, exactly. I'm actually going to cut some because I have the audio now because I'm busy editing.
Don't do
I'm
that.
gonna do that and make sound effects. I'm gonna do sound effects.
Bro, I already don't like the sound of my voice as is.
Plutonium,
Don't
thank you for the follow. Welcome. You are now officially a nerd. And now let's go ahead and nerd out on this R6 story that we're about to write. So the way we're doing this today, right? I hope you guys like the new overlays. It's kind of just very plain and simple. But the way we are doing this today is we are essentially gonna have a Google Docs, and I'm gonna make it myself a lid. Yeah, I'll make it myself a lid. Slap it and clap it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, and I'm gonna get a picture of Ethan. I have multiple pictures of Ethan. It's gonna be like the most cringiest picture of Ethan. I'm gonna be like, slap it and clap it.
I don't take a good photo.
So yes, we're gonna work on a Google Docs. And we're just gonna type out any ideas. So, I mean, Ethan...
considering it's a doc, it's not gonna be formatted properly, so we would have to format it manually. So just ignore the formatting for now because it's not gonna be perfect. We'll do that afterwards.
Yeah. So we'll have time. We'll have time to actually do it properly and stuff. Hopefully, someone from Ubisoft is actually watching and being like, "Oh, these kids are doing a disservice to our characters. Let's copy strike them and make them and sue them and all that shit." That'll be really fun. No, it wouldn't. I would cry. I would be like, actually, I wouldn't cry. I would more be like, okay, well, whatever. So, so what we did for research yesterday, and I think we can do for today as well, was we looked at R6 thematics. We kind of what do we look at first? We wanted to see. I'm trying to remember what we wanted to see. Like we looked at we looked at the cinematic for the stadium cinematic. I felt like that was very important for us to see. I'm gonna play it in the background and we're gonna speak over it. If for those who haven't watched it, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. So what we did was we looked at the stadium tour, like the stadium event, and we wanted to see, okay, cool, how does Rainbow already tell their stories, like through their cinematics? And it's pretty interesting. I feel like Rainbow's cinematics they do have a lot of potential, much like League of Legends cinematics. Like League of Legends and Rainbow Six Siege have the same like potential in making short forms and making them really good, whereas League of Legends has a little bit more because they have more characters and more universes and more fleshed out worlds. R6 has something better, where they have like more grounded, less characters. You can literally take the stories much like a way different, like any different ways. Actually, let me say like any different ways, and it will be really interesting. So yeah, I also feel like Mira is so hot, dude. Mira is so like no, I don't, dude. I want a mirror in my life. So we looked at the cinematic trailer. We got a lot of inspiration on how these characters interact with each other and how they like feel working as a team. You got to see multiple like personalities. You got to see how like again how all of them act. One thing that I did like about the cinematic was just the action and the combat. Like how they present their combat was really good. You saw like as they rushing in, you see like it feels like how you would play in R6 kinda. Well, kinda not really, but it feels almost like that. And I also feel like it's written as if it was an action film. We didn't want to go that path, right? We didn't want to go like writing an action film type of way, because action, as much as it's nice to see, it's not that interesting to write. Unless you're writing like, unless you have, I don't know. For me, I don't find writing action scenes that interesting.
I think when people do action scenes, I think what a lot of the greats do, or a lot of people who have made good movies do, I think they'll mostly like their script will just be a bare skeleton, and they'll probably just have reference numbers, and I assume the reference numbers mean actual storyboards. There was one movie that I can't get to that they always said, guys, I never wrote a full script. I just wrote storyboards. That might have been for Hardcore Henry, or could have been for The Raid, but I think that's what a lot of action movies do, and that's the thing. This is a writing session. It's not a drawing session. So
we're not drawing storyboards and trying to like draw out all the action pieces and stuff. But
yeah,
what we were trying to do is trying to get the emotions that are in here, that are in like these animated films, like these moments where you can see like the moments that I really enjoy is contrasting between Kavira and Doc. Like Doc is such a calm, cool, collective person, right? And he's just sitting there, where Kavira like literally is physically upset that she got bested by Dokubi, you know? That's like one of the moments that I really enjoyed. And then these moments where like the teams are speaking to each other and like, oh, Pulse he's on a rampage, he's like killing everyone. That was also, again, that's like the moment in a story where you know, could be like the rising action to the or it could be like the climax, the rising action, or something like that. This is where like the meat of the story. Now we get to see that Pulse is actually really good at what he does, you know? He's able to 1v4, you know, a whole team, 1v3, 1v, you know? He's able to do stuff like that. But now you see that because...
Not in the actual game, though. Not in the actual game,
well,
though.
not in the actual game, but...
yeah, possibly like a weak operation in Siege.
But like in the cinematic, it just shows, and we also did a little bit of history on the characters, and we were like, okay, cool. These characters are doing a little bit of these characters in their bios. They have their own they have their, what would you say? They have their own personalities and they have their own traits and all that jazz. So we got Pulse Shotgun OP. Yeah, it is really OP. So we had that like that discussion, and we were trying to look at what we could possibly take from these cinematics and what we could possibly take from these character bios. So essentially what we ended up doing is coming up with different stories, well, from this first thing. So we thought, so like yesterday I was watching I don't know if you guys have seen Peaky Blinders. I was watching the first episode and I was like thinking, okay, cool. If in the first episode, I'm not the first episode, in the first season. In the first season, there's one of the episodes where and I am gonna do a little bit of a spoiler, but there's in one of the episodes, the Shelby house is raided and they set a trap, right? And they're playing this game. So the way that scene plays out is literally they're all sitting there and they find the wire cutters, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, they're playing the game. And then everyone just stands still, and it just, in that moment, it just went from 0 to 100. And then once everyone is asked to stand still, then they start explaining for you, like they start explaining to you why everyone's standing still. You know, that kind of reminded me of a potential scene that we could have shot explaining, like, what was this, Capcom, explaining Capcom's like ability, like his traps, and how he thinks, and how this character goes around when he sets up traps for his enemies, you know. So I was thinking, okay, cool, maybe we shoot it as if Capcom is the villain, right? He is the villain, and in this story, and we're taking it from, or yeah, well, let me, in layman's terms, I'm gonna say the villain, because we never see him, and he's like the character that's like that's there, that people keep talking about. And we take it from like terrorist sides, right? So the terrorists are there, they are like trying to get into a building, and they're walking around, right? And one of them says, wait, relax, there's something wrong with this place. And they see that, like, I don't know, maybe left, you know, there's a wire there, and he's about to step on it, and then it just says, oh wait, be careful. And then the suspense starts rising, where they're like, oh, he's here, you know, he's already been here. And like, who's been here? The legend has it that this person sets up traps, nail bombs and stuff like that. And you know, now he's starting to tell folklores about Capcom, and how he acts, and how gruesome he is, how he like doesn't care, and all that. Now he's starting to get into character, you know. That's one direction that we were gonna go, right? And then we kind of went down to that is, we thought, okay, that's a good idea, but what if we do like the operatives like clashing on the field, right? So for this, we decided, okay, cool, we could possibly go for a type story where we have, what's this character, we have the British, so that's like Sledge and Thatcher, because Sledge and Thatcher were like prominent characters like in this cinematic, because they were the only two British operatives that were in the cinematic. And we're like, okay, cool, we can go with them, but what if they were going against like a nation? So what if they're going against the Japanese, and or the like something along those lines, where they're on a mission, and they find out that whoever's on the mission is like, say for instance, Legion, and Legion's set up traps and stuff, and now Six is telling them to, so Six is the head of the Rainbow Division, so Six is telling them to, instead of killing Legion, that they shouldn't harm him, but they should bring him in and stuff like that. Something, kind of a story along those lines. So we're thinking that could be a possible type story that we can have. We can have two different operatives clashing on the field and tell their backstories, or how we think the backstories would go, right? And we were like, okay, cool, that sounds interesting. We could have like, again, Sledge and Thatcher versus, you know, Legion, or versus the Russians, Capcom and Tachanka, something like that. Which we thought, okay, cool, that's interesting. Then like we decided, no, we should go like an interesting route. We should actually write like a pretty nice narrative story, where we write about the character, like we were thinking of writing about the new characters, or like new-ish, which are the people that come from the Night Haven, which is Kali and Wamai. So we did a little bit of research on Kali and Wamai, and we came to the point, we came to like an interesting fact about Kali and Wamai, and that they aren't originally part of like the Rainbow Six, of course. They had their own they created their own almost guns for hire, so they own their own military, private military, right? And with that private military, they would obviously get hired by organizations, and they would go on missions for those organizations, right? So what happens was, Harry decided to kind of put them make them part of the Rainbow program before like the opposing opposing organizations decides to hire Nighthaven for one of their missions, and they have to clash on the field again or something like that, or I would assume again, right? So that happened, and I was like, okay, cool. That sounds really, really interesting. And then I read that Ash is 100% against Nighthaven joining the Rainbow program for some reasons, but she like really dislikes them. So I was like, okay, cool. That's really, really interesting, right? Now we have conflict in a story. We have two opposing sides. We have Six, who's currently Harry, who's trying to bring the Nighthavens to the Rainbow program, and Ash kind of trying to sway him out of it. So now we have a conversation, and we have what was it? We have conflict, right? So I was like, okay, cool. We have conflict. We have that. I started digging some more into Nighthaven, right? This is starting to become a conspiracy theory, conspiracy podcast, R6 conspiracies. I started digging more into Nighthaven, and I discovered that they actually have, they have an agreement with Rainbow that no one's allowed to like inspect their equipment, right? Inspect their gadgets, which means that Mira cannot look at their gadgets or any other operator in that matter that's part of the Rainbow community, like the Rainbow program. And that if said thing does happen, they are liable to sue them, and they have lawsuits against them and stuff like that, which is pretty interesting. So that's what we currently have, and that's what we're gonna like kind of write about in this session. So if you guys are, and if we've missed anything else, please feel free to comment and give us some tips on how to give us some inspiration, and also other things as well. But I think we are ready to like kind of bring out the structure of this story and talk about like how we're gonna bring this to life. It's kind of an interesting project though. So Ethan, do you wanna start us off with your plans or your ideas that you thought up yesterday?
Okay. Oh yeah, certainly. So I think our biggest not reference, maybe inspiration. I'm gonna say reference. Our biggest reference to this was the short "The Hammer and the Nail," and in this one, it's when Thatcher and Dokkaebi, they are doing a practice mission, and so Harry talks to Dokkaebi because Thatcher acted out in turn, and she's complaining, saying that how do I say? She's complaining, saying that he just rushes into these things, and that he just rushes into these things, and that he never actually has time to actually slow down and think things critically. And it works because the bulk of this story is just her conversation with Harry, but we cut back and forward to their exercise, and we see Thatcher's true nature, why he does this, what he does out in the field. And for this, we want to do a similar thing. So the story that we didn't want to come up with the entire story off stream, but we did want to do at least some stuff so that we actually have something to work off of from the story, so that we weren't starting off from scratch. So what we were doing is that we want to have a meeting between the group members of Nighthaven and Harry, discussing the terms of their alliance. We see the conflict between Ash is in the same meeting, and we see the conflict of how she does not approve Now Harry's just trying to be calm and collected, and now Kylie and Wyatt are just cruising through this meeting. We want to do that. We want it to start in the meeting room, and then we go back and forth with between them, and have flashes of different events. Why they're so critical of Nighthaven, or how Ash feels about them, or the conversations Ash has had with the other operators, just to see how they feel. So, put simply, we will start. I'm thinking we just start in, say, a corridor. Okay, that's in caps lock. Interior corridor. Okay.
So we're actually thinking Harry and Ash, and the reason why we also want to bring Ash is because, judging from, what was that? There was that protocol. What is it called? The one with the aliens come, or that meteorite, and that's the one that introduced Lion and Finker. So that program, that game mode came out, and the leader of that division was Ash. So I thought to myself, okay, cool. Since Ash is considered, I feel that Ash is considered like kind of a leader type of person, and wouldn't be afraid to voice out her opinions when it comes to things that she doesn't like, right? So we thought, okay, cool. Ash is literally she should in fact be in this cinematic, or adaptation, short form adaptation kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. So, but from the start, we were thinking that Ash and Harry don't see eye to eye on this, but she has to she has to sit in with the meeting because she's there for formality's sake, even if she doesn't like it. So, Mots, what I've thought was they're having this meeting on a weekend. The office is completely empty. These are matters not everyone wants to deal with. So because I think everyone knows about Nighthaven, everyone realizes that these people are very dangerous, so he doesn't want to worry them, even though their alliance is going to be worrying. So I'm thinking, empty office. They're walking through the corridor, and they go into the meeting room. And actually, no, they don't go to the meeting room. They probably go outside first, and then they have Kylie and Amaya in a car or something. And then afterwards, we then cut to them actually inside the meeting room that they're talking with.
So you want them. I feel okay. That does sound interesting, but I feel that if we're all gonna do the with the story, we should in fact start how we say, start in the middle of it, start as late as possible and end as early as possible with the story. So if we're starting as late as possible, we should start with everyone kind of going into that big meeting. So again, we can have Ash and Harry, but yeah, we can have Ash.
So what's the reason for that? Let's assess reasons, because I think my reason for wanting them to walk through the corridor before meeting them is to build tension. To build tension. It's quiet. You see how they feel before actually meeting the O's.
The O's.
Yeah. As for those who aren't paying attention, we would appreciate if you guys gave suggestions in chat, or we might actually put up a poll, maybe once or twice here, just for suggestions or decisions.
So yeah, I completely agree with that reason for having suspension. That's why I'm saying, again, we can keep that corridor walking scene, but with Kali and Momai, I want kind of to reveal them as them in the meeting already waiting, that Harry and Ash kind of walk in late.
I was thinking about that. I had that initial idea, but then I had the whole they walk to the car, because it wouldn't make sense if they were already in the office building, because because that means they would have to, if this is their building, that means they would have to have broken into the building beforehand. And if my business partners broke into my house before I had discussed business with him, I would not want to be part of the business.
I feel that you're thinking this that there's a secure kind of thing. I feel that they would be able to get into the building, mainly because they get scanned in. Obviously, when you go for a job interview, you literally go into you wait into the waiting room, right? You go, you put your name, they scan you in, they're like, okay, cool, you're coming to this place, okay, cool, take a seat there, you know, wait, and then they were like, okay, cool, go in. Or if it's a big corporation, they would make you wait into the meeting room. So I feel that they would be able to get into the meeting room because, again, this is not happening in someone's home. It's happening in a facility, which has a lot of meetings, which will scan people in and have them sit waiting in the meeting room.
Okay. By the way, I use home very loosely. It's kind of like when people say get your house in order before you judge others. They obviously they don't always mean their literal house, but yeah. By the way, guys, when I type fast, I tend to misspell words. So I'm gonna go back
dude,
and correct it.
if
Instead of saying
anyone,
the, you'll see me spell it TH.
if anyone shouts, if anyone makes guy, what's that phrase? Don't make guy. If anyone makes guy of anyone spelling here, then shank them. But yeah, that's like, I feel that also could be a very interesting way to go with the story, having them already waiting to again get into this, like they not waiting but them walking into the facility, and like not walking into the facility, walking in the corridor, sorry, I'm literally losing track of my mind, walking into the corridor and going into the meeting room and already seeing like Kali and Wamai. What we could actually add as a spin as well, like to kind of hammer the nail, the head on the nail, or hammer the nail in, right? Hammer the nail in the coffin.
Just go on.
Wait, I need to get that saying right. Hammer the nail in the coffin. She like Ash could be trying to convince Harry not to do it, right? But Harry's already set up the meeting, and that's where he's going, and Ash doesn't know that the meeting has already been set up.
If we have assumed that Ash is in such a high position that he is, then I'm pretty sure she would be notified. I think she's saying she doesn't like it because I think at this point she's saying she doesn't like it, as in she's perfectly fine with showing a discontent because, or Harry already knows that she doesn't like this, but there's nothing she can really do about it except complain at this point because we assume that she already tried everything beforehand. You know, she's going to this meeting as a formality's sake, but she already knows there isn't much she can do anymore.
Okay. That does make sense.
Alright, so Ash, they're walking the corridor. I don't like this. What else is new? The tension's still. They still be walking. They still be walking. What did they say afterwards that punches it? Have you really thought? Okay, Ash could say, "Have you really thought all of this through?" Harry stops her, says, "Ash, why was this program founded?" "I don't know. It was founded to protect people, and these people."
Ooh, I'm here
that's why we need to do what we have to do. You know, something like that.
No, that's speech. Okay, so I'm thinking also for the speech. It's like, Ash, why do we found this? And I'm like, well, she doesn't. I don't think she would say I don't know, right? I think she would be like, she would like keep quiet, and then Harry's like, we founded this to protect people, you know, and I'm trying to protect people from Nighthaven. Oh, dude, almost painting them as villains, but like they're not really villains. They're not really villains. I wouldn't think that they're villains.
Okay. Harry stops. Ash stops after him.
Yeah. So, Jesus, dude, I'm already getting like gassed. I'm already getting gassed.
What's Ash's real name? I feel he would address it by her first name.
I will go and search
Okay.
that. Does anyone in chat know what Ash's real name is? If not, then I will definitely go and look it up. R6 wiki. R6 wiki. What is Ash's name? Don't worry, I'll fill it in. Oh yeah, the event was called Quarantine.
Fitting.
Currently, what we're going through at the moment. Sag. Um. Elza? Her name is Elza? Oh yeah, and she's Jewish. From the...
Could you please put it in because I'm.
Yeah, I'm doing
Is
that.
it ELZA or what?
No. I'm doing that. ELIZA.
That's
Eliza.
Eliza.
I'm so
Eliza,
bad at
Eliza.
flipping pronouncing names. It's like, dude,
But
it's
you said
literally
girls.
Elise, well, Eliza. So what,
You
dude?
left
So
out
what?
I. Alright.
Eliza.
Do you know
So
why Rainbow was founded? We
wait,
have
why
a
is it in black?
we have an entire mission statement. Wait, we have an entire mission statement. An entire mission statement with goals and. I'm just assuming that this is how Harry would talk based on the videos we have seen of him. We have an entire mission statement with goals and pandering something.
What am I doing?
But put simply, it was to protect people. Because I assume he wouldn't just say to protect people. I'm assuming he would have this whole thing explanation. You know, a bit sarcastic, but
Yeah.
probably true.
And it would be like, I'm trying to protect people from them. It was already a big deal taking on the Russians. Oh my god, now this?
He says it, or is that a Night Haven thing?
No. I'm thinking because in the quarantine cinematic, like the way that they address the Russians, because Ash was like, bring me one of the Russians, and then it was like, I'll ask later, like I'll explain later. I'm like, okay, cool, bring me one of the Russians, as if like, you know, as if they're on like uneasy terms. They are part of like the faction, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's like the Russians though. It's the Russians. Anyways, so we could add something like that. Harry stops. Should we actually just put out their full names?
I think it's like a Marvel movie. You know, they all call her Natalie, but we call her Black Widow. But is it Natalie or is it Natalie? We call her Black Widow. I think just for the sake of simplicity, we would. Okay,
Natasha.
it's not. Yeah, that's Natasha. Yo, I think it just be for the sake of simplicity, we should refer.
Don't ruin my my waifu's name. So okay, we have. So this is everything that's leading up to the again, the office room. We don't want to spend too much time in that corridor. So
Oh yeah, no, this should be like our last thing. Okay, since it's docs, we're gonna have to add spaces because it's not word. It was to protect people. Night Haven or potential. I don't want to say potential risk. Potential hazard. No, don't.
Potential risk. That sounds.
Do you think risk?
No. Oh, well, risk sounds really like they are villains, but.
Night Haven or volatile something. I like the word volatile. It fits.
Volatile. Do you think Harry would say something like? But okay, Harry is very.
Volatile is a very sophisticated word. I think he would.
Is okay.
Okay, let's just say Night Haven or very volatile.
Night Haven or very volatile.
I would hate to. Night Haven are very volatile. I would hate to think they would do. I would hate to. I want to somehow include the whole thing about money exchanging hands, but I might just be thinking too
I'd
deeply
hate
about
to
it.
think that they'd go out and
I would hate to be an enemy of them, or
could it possibly be that uh Harry recruited Nighthaven as well because he has a kind of soft spot for Kylie because
he has
she
a
is
wife.
Indian. No, not
He-
like as in sexual or whatever, like romantic or anything like that. More like, you know, because she's Indian as well. They're both Indian. Anyways,
I don't know. Maybe. Okay.
but we can use that in the story because I mean they both come from similar backgrounds. Nighthaven are very volatile. That sounds quite interesting. Very volatile.
But- and I would hate to make enemies of them. Gosh.
Don't worry, dude. I'm here to spell. Ooh, paraplegic with the one biddy.
Paraplegic chid. X1 was in class, so I missed the
That's all
start.
good. Yeah, we understand not everyone will make these streams. My
Yeah.
brothers actually, I think I don't know which, I don't know if it's both of them or just one of them. Actually, yeah, one of them just came back from tutoring, and I think the other has a test coming up. So yeah, they won't be watching this either.
So just come pop in when you can. You can see the progression of the story, and yeah, give out some information. So I mean, just to catch you up, paraplegic. I'm here, yo. Oh, your brother's here. Anyways, so just to catch everyone up with the story, we've kind of went on the path of Nighthaven, and is specifically speaking Nighthaven interacting with Harry, who is the current 6 of the Rainbow faction. So we have him and Ash currently walking to go to the meeting, and that's where we are. But the whole story is just going to be about the interaction and them coming to terms with Nighthaven being part of the Rainbow program, which is actually pretty interesting. We've come up with some really good backstory, or not backstory, content to like walk forwards to.
We ain't gonna actually shoot this, bro. Like,
Where the storyboard?
They're just writing it, so there's no storyboards.
There's no storyboard at the moment. I don't think we are going to like shoot it. I mean, if it is possible for us to shoot it, but I don't think we have the license and the right to shoot an R6 themes story. So it's kind of difficult, especially because like we don't have the rights, so it's really difficult. I'm just gonna read over the top. I do think once we start getting into the meeting,
At what point do we have to stop writing continue? Because I think you're not meant to write it this many times. Just maybe just once.
You'd write it as when the character continues to speak.
I mean,
You
like,
always-
but do you write it every single
yeah,
time?
you have to write it every single time. Unless you change the scene and change everything else.
Okay. Okay, we're just doing what this organization was made for. When he calls out to her, we have two choices. I could just say "You're coming," or I could say something meaningful, like "Isn't that what we all want?" I don't know which to do.
I
do you
feel
think?
Harry does seem to be the type of person to keep the peace between everything. So he wouldn't be like "You coming." He would be like, That's what we're here for."
All right.
I do think so.
Okay, now let us.
Now comes the interesting part. Now comes in. Now we're like kind of setting up the tone and setting up the mood. the way this would look would be, Six and Ash. Six walks in with Ash just like training behind her. On the like by the table we see like I'm thinking a round table, right? A round table where, and it's in a room where there's a lot of what you call it, monitors, like monitoring, you know, places, like the different places in the world. And
Okay, circular oval table, like
oval.
I think
Oval,
it may not
circular,
seem
oval.
to matter, but I think it does matter.
Oval
There's a
table.
large table in the.
And sitting there is
Okay,
Oh.
I'm thinking that each person should have a mediator. Their mediator should already be in the room, and Kali or Mai and their mediator should be in the room, as well as our mediator.
would the
I'll be Harry and Ash. Mediator, lawyer, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. But I'm saying, is the mediator standing, or like, because I do picture would what I see, right, is Kylie sitting. Okay, she, like the way that she would be sitting, she's sitting up straight and like kind of waiting for them to come in. Whereas Wamai would be like kind of laid back in his chair, you know, kind of looking, waiting with his arms crossed, just waiting to see what happens. And the mediator would be like sitting in the middle of the oval table, like just there, or on the, like close to the center, but more close to Nighthaven side. Yeah. So in this meeting, the person that will be speaking the most would be Kali, right? Kali would be speaking the most, trying to go with the terms and trying to negotiate as well, or like trying to kind of balance out and see if she agrees with whatever is going on.
Okay, so Umai's okay when Kali sitting up and Kali sitting up straight, almost sitting up straight, sitting up straight and very still. Okay, okay, in between them is their mediator. Is suited man right? Actually, I think the last person I should be asking that is
a suited man. So again, it says here, despite, so I'm reading Harry's bio towards the towards Nighthaven's group. Despite this, like him inviting Kali and Wamai to the Rainbow Six, Rainbow Division. Harry secretly wanted to prevent any opposing organization from hiring Nighthaven and keeping a close eye on them. So, again, we spoke about how it feels like Harry is actually trying to keep Nighthaven on a retainer. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that's exactly why what he's doing. I just thought about something though. I think Kali and Umai, I feel like because they own their own private military. I think they're very confident people. It's probably just to make writing this a bit easier, but I do think that that this is a better option. Maybe don't have Kali and Umai have their own mediator or lawyer. Six can, but Kali and Umai, I want to cut the guy out.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Makes sense. It's just less people in the room. But again, I don't think Six would need a mediator either, because of how the agreement is going around, 6 is actually inviting them to join, and in this, Kali would be coming up with the terms and conditions, you know, like point 1, you're not going to we do this by our rules. Whenever we got, no one touches our equipment, and nobody tries to, you know, look at our stuff. Otherwise, they will be held to pay. I don't know.
Okay. Now, okay. The next interaction, Kyle and Mai, they basically own the room at this point.
Yes.
Now, that means that the first interaction can go two ways. One, they could say hello, Harry, as in like they lead the conversation, or Harry could try and engage conversation, but they could just be completely dead, like not cooperate in the conversation until it suits them. You know, it could go one of two ways. They could lead the conversation, or they could be completely.
I feel that again, Harry does have the confidence, like enough confidence to actually lead the conversation and be like, "Welcome to our, you know." Welcome to our humble. Hope you found. I hope you found the.
What are calling them? Wait, what is?
What? Oh, you want their names?
Yeah, I'm just gonna open it up on my end.
No, I'm already there. Ek is already there.
Okay.
So, I'm not gonna pronounce the name just
type it.
Just by fear of being being ridiculed. I'm not gonna put a middle name because it's like.
Just say the first names.
Yeah, I did. Where's this other dude? And where am I? Yeah, do I have these characters? No, I don't even have these characters. There we go.
Okay, so
and then be like, am I pronouncing that right?
Okay. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I want them to not call them by their first names. Be like, it's Carly or it's Wamai. So maybe he says hi. You know, hey, did you guys get here safely? Right? Or like, did you guys enjoy the flight? They don't respond. He tries to begin his next session, tries to start the conversation, and then she's like, it's Carly. This here's Wamai. Good morning. And you know, Wamai would be saying like good morning or something like that. So I want
like, Magna ready. So yeah, it would be like Kali stops him in the tracks and Biz like, it's one my. Oh, we go by our operative names, Daniel says. I feel like we go by, you know, instead of saying it's Kali or my, like we go by our operative names, fam. Wagwan, brother. Yeah. So I'm just gonna make, like, I wish I could actually, I'm gonna make a page at the bottom. Don't mind me. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go further down and start like typing like just notes on how the story is actually going along.
Alright, no problem. Okay, so
So just to keep
Harry
track.
tries to initiate conversation. Right. So, shall we get down? Boop, boop.
Okay, and then so we basically started off with the conversation with Ash and going into the office, and now we're in this was like just kind of motivating.
Okay, after she interrupts. I always feel a bit unclear when it comes to interruptions in scripts. So like, I feel like at least in my case, it's not enough for me to just add like a little hyphen after a sentence. I'm actually going to say in brackets interrupting. Like, you usually don't do this,
No.
but I think for safety's sake, it just feels, for me, it feels a bit more clearer. Like, you can get rid of it later if it's not a big issue. The room is so next to Carly. It says interrupting for like where we are right now.
Mhm.
Just like the room is quiet. Harry looks. What's the word? Not nervous or under. No. Harry looks nervous.
Paraplegic says that there is more Rainbow Six Siege lure in Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh yeah, about that we don't know much about like the other games or the other Tom Clancy stuff. Like I never saw Patriot games. I never played Wildlands or the one with the guy from the Punisher. So we'll when it comes to
the Punisher. You mean Splinter Cell? I don't know.
No, not Splinter Cell. There are two. The one he promoted. Regardless, maybe that is Wildlands, and I'm thinking of the one, and I thought he meant talking about the one before Wildlands. But yeah, we
Tom Clancy games. There's the Division. Which one? Splinter Cell, of course, with Sam Fisher. I played Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Vegas, and that was boring. I didn't. It was like, and I played the Ghost Recon, like the later ones, and that was also like,
Right. So. Okay, so the idea is that if we're pulling from any other Tom Clancy stuff, we'd mostly do stuff that we do know, which isn't actually that much because, like I said, I haven't really played Splinter Cell or Ghost Recon or anything like that. It's pretty much just Siege, and I don't know much about the Tom Clancy universe really.
I mean, that's okay.
So we're just gonna be taking from what we do know, which is mostly surrounds Siege. Also, I think it can be a little tough to get into stuff like this, like from a narrative point in my bit. Like, I think when I think of stories that I enjoy, a lot of it is less like this. You know, like if I'm watching a movie, I think tactical espionage isn't a genre I'm fully interested in. I mean, I'll watch like I think if I want to watch a movie about armed conflict, I would stick with something like maybe Jarhead or the Hurt Locker, where the Gulf War or the Iraq War, it's mostly self-contained. There's a lot of stuff beyond that goes further out, you know, because I don't know how long did the Gulf War last. Yeah, I'm talking out of my ass right now. Let's just continue this.
I'm just talking out of. It's fine, dude. It's totally
okay. Harry looks nervous and Ash looks at him with concern.
So we all.
Well, Mike could say something because they own the room. Well, Mike's like, "You okay?" Like, but sarcastically.
Okay. I see. I understand.
He is the kind of person who would say brother, right?
Does Wamai sound like the type of person that would say brother?
Like, you know, like how some people get, "You're right, brother." Like, is Wamai that kind of person? Because I don't play Wamai, so I don't know his voice lines.
Don't blame that much. I don't know his voice lines. Let's listen to some of Omai's voice lines just to like help. Omai voice lines. In game. Does he have much?
Applying first aid. Lean on me. Impact going out. Magnet deployed. Adding some protection from grenades. Grenade out. Frag out. Device in play. Device in play. Flashbang out. Dropping smoke. Throwing smoke. Smoke screen out. Secure the hostage. Secure the hostage. Magnet activated. Deploying Claymore. Setting breach charge. Breach charge is hot. C4 set. Setting C4. C4 deployed. Breaching now. Breaching. Camera deployed. Flow reinforced. Flow reinforcement complete. Deploying
Harry's
device.
response.
Loading ammo. Launching
Yes,
drone.
I'm okay.
This is so funny. This is just him shouting. He's just shouting so many different things. Paraplegic suggests that we watch the trailer. Okay, Night Haven trailer. It's so funny. He's just shouting out, "Magnet ready, magnet deployed." Dude, Nightmare, Night Haven. Why did I say Nightmare? It's not meant to be a scary film. Okay. Let's see the cinematic trailer for Night Haven.
You're making a mistake.
Am I?
Taking in operators that work for a private military company? Absolutely.
I took you in.
I wasn't the enemy.
Neither are they. Just before dawn, the supertanker
Ethan.
Argus was attacked.
Checking out the stream now.
Yes, and if they can't have the ship, they'll destroy it, and everyone on board.
So they called for Night Haven?
No, they call for help.
You'll rescue this ship, or you'll be walking home.
Swimming!
You'll be swimming home, so don't fuck it up.
Callie, they're actually shooting at us.
Are they now? Woman! Time to get wet.
Okay, I do think that he's the type of person to be like, are you okay, brother?
Yeah, on the page I just wrote him like with a big ass smile and just Harry knows him. Like a cheeky smile.
Take cover!
What's our status?
They seem very committed. And they've got another firecracker.
Not for long.
So that's it? They save a ship and we let them in?
Yes, they save a ship. I think we let them in.
Well, there goes the neighborhood.
Did they actually arrive with like a flippin' helicopter? That's just so messed up. Oh my god. Anyways, that's Wamai is so cool. So yeah, let's go with that.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna have Harry actually like start like trying to gain some control because after he ignores Omai, he just pulls out about an envelope, another envelope, and takes.
Here's our
some
deal. Here's our deal. So much potential with R6. There's literally so much potential with R6, to be honest.
Hand pages out to them. Ash watches.
So and Harry would be like, so if you don't mind, sign the papers and well, like the way that
Wait,
you be.
wouldn't you just say like here are the terms of our? Wouldn't you just say something like here are the terms of our alliance or something like that? Not alliance, you know what I mean?
I feel okay.
Like you're trying to he was
way.
trying to get straight to the point because
Yeah.
he's just trying to distract himself how nervous he is.
One very crucial way that everything could also happen, which is like pretty cool, is that you could have what is this thing? I'm flipping losing my mind. he could have a paper with the terms and conditions, and also a paper with all the teammates, like everyone that's part of the R6. Well, Mai looks through that paper and sees Fuse, and in his bio,
Put that in the notes.
in his bio, there's a flippin' there's an interaction that they had, because they both almost killed each other because Fuse came out with his flippin' with his device, and Wamai threw the magnet, and that whole interaction nearly killed them both, which was bruh.
Okay, sick. Put that in the notes.
Okay. Wait, let me just. Okay, I feel like that's how you spell it. Yes, I am 3 followers away from 100. I need to get 100 followers so I can actually do Stream Raiders. Yeah, because Stream Raiders is fun. And I hope, like, while we're doing all these things on my stream, you guys can play a little bit of Stream Raiders, and then we can actually go out on a journey together. So we have terms of service. For my...
Okay, so I'm writing that off the hands in the pages. They just sit there in silence for a bit. Only then they start looking at the contracts. They don't look at it for very long. Okay, well, at least Carly doesn't look at it for very long, and then she'll just slam it on the pages or slams it on the table and says "not good enough" or something like that. While Mike keeps reading. Carly, stay.
Okay, I can't spell for shit. Operators. This is actually... okay. Ops and... what else? And... so the flashback is of the kill house. This is just us assuming that the kill house happened before
this meeting.
Before this meeting.
Okay, some silent tension. Ash is doing her thing. We follow Ash as she watches them flip through the pages, and then she looks at Harry. You can see she looks at his foot and he's like shaking his leg or something. Ash looks closely at them as they flip through the pages.
I feel that Harry would be really nervous because if this deal doesn't go down, there could be a potential, you know, something going on. Because in the cinematic trailer, he wasn't that nervous, right? Because he was talking to Ash about this, and like again in the beginning, he was talking to Ash and saying that, like, let me just quote the line here, somewhere here.
Taking in operators that work for a private military company? Absolutely.
I took you in.
We're taking in operators that work for a private company, absolutely. And then Harry says, "I took you in," and then he's like, "But then Ash says that she was not the enemy," you know. So there is that tension where Ash sees.
Do you want to include that in the opening conversation or just at the end?
Well, for now I'll add it in. On the food, I'm hungry. So yeah, he's listening for heavy footsteps, and
Okay, so here are the terms and conditions. Am I still reading? Carly says, "Not good enough." Here is where we come to the bullet points. Do you want to talk about the weapons patent now or later? I'm thinking later, but we could put it in now.
Yeah, just add it in now. Just Okay, wait. Okay, so she says not good enough, right? Um. Oh, wait. Ooh. So by adding in the weapons patent now, just means that like that's the only reason why it wouldn't be good enough. So
We can come up with reasons. That's the most obvious reason.
Yeah. So we could have Harry asking why. Like now we're asking, like he's getting kind of confused and being like, what more? Like what else? What else can we do? We've given you our facility. You are part of this team. You're essentially doing. You essentially will be working with us. And then she starts explaining. But and then she interjects and says, but our weapons, but she interjects and then brings in the fact that the weapons are, or she reads it and says bullet point this and that Mirror will be upgrading and analyzing your equipment, and then we start the argument about the weapons,
Mm.
Let me go get you Mirror's name. Dude, this is actually. It actually takes a lot, like writing out a story.
Well, obviously, not good enough.
Of course,
Why?
obviously, but
Why? What's the issue? Why? It's all procedure. What does Harry say? Like, I need to think of the exact words because I know what he's trying to get across. What would the man say?
what would the man say?
Why? What's wrong? It's very lenient or something like that.
Elena. Did I spell that right?
Yeah, well, there are a bunch of ways you can spell it, but yeah, that's how she spells it.
So it says here that okay.
in this
So
section,
Ash is the acting leader of the forward operations. So like again, she takes the people out.
Mhm.
Eric Thorne. I think Eric is Castle? Is he Castle?
I'm not sure.
No, Maverick. Okay, Maverick is Eric. So Maverick is currently the urban tactical response with Clash. With Clash?
Yeah,
Oh
Clash.
yeah, they came together. They did come together. Did they? Yeah, they did. Okay.
Yes, yeah, like they're basically the police, or at least Clashes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The CBRN threat unit is the current members of that unit is Lion. Okay. Makes sense. Think
Okay, this section says our equipment is to be. It says our equipment is to be analyzed and graded. and graded by 15. Modified by an operative.
Okay.
Okay, in this section it says our equipment is to be analyzed and potentially modified by an operative named Mira. Standard procedure, Alina. Standard procedure, all of our all of our ops equipment, it will be all of
Okay, so Wamai reactively throws out his gadget, thus Does Fuse throw out 3 grenades out of his thing? 3 pucks, right?
ever since like one patch ago, he now has 4.
No. How many grenades come out of his?
Not sure.
It's
not sure.
3. It's 3 because it goes boop boop boop. Yeah.
Foop, foop, foop. No, it's 4, I think. Foop, 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 foop.
I don't believe it. I think it's 3. I think
Wanna
it's.
play the game and find out?
Do I want to launch R6 right now, go into a flippin' Terry hunt and go and just play? Nah. That's too much effort. And my PC will die. Let me just read his gadget.
Could you please pull up? Actually, no, don't do that. I'm gonna do it because I need to see like the exact terms of the patent because I just said because so far I just said Kali's like nobody touches my rifle but me. So I need to figure out the exact terms of their. So do you not have to pull it up? I'm gonna do that.
You can do that.
I just wanna let my free fall.
Oh my god. So, oh my god. Oh my god. Breach charge. So it's called the. No, it's the cluster charge. Okay, cool. Where can I read about the
That's not
cluster
all
charge?
tests from your and other operators to evaluate the equipment, even having lawyers issue cease and desist letters. This is also prevented her from suggesting possible improvements to the equipment. Okay, so yeah, just don't touch my shit. But how do I put that in? How do I mention the whole patent? Like how does Harry punch back?
Oh, he just says
Harry
okay,
could say,
okay,
Harry-
but we do have to, we do have to see how powerful they are. Like we do have to see if they are if they, because in one of the cinematics, Mira does like kind of test out, and she does make a comment saying there's room for improvement, but she's not gonna do anything about it. But they do have to like test and see if, like, you know, kind of get a gauge at what they're working with.
Alright, okay, alright, but we do have to see the capabilities of what you guys are
Working with.
using.
Why is it so hard to know how many flippin' charges come out of fuses? Oh,
It's not hard, you're just wrong.
no, I'm not wrong. You're wrong.
Okay, I'm having Momai actually say something. Oh, that's great.
This fuse. No, or he doesn't say anything. He also like shows. He shows Carly the name and points out the name Fuse. Like after he has his flashback, which is like pretty cool. I feel like that should be a cool flashback.
Alright.
Shuharat Fuse Kosik Bevi. Yo, dude, that's such a fucking huge name.
Okay, you can assess the strength. I just wanna let my free fall. Okay, you can assess the strength of our weapons, but only we can assess the strength of our weapons, but we need to be in the room, and your Alright, so
It's 3 pucks, dude. It's 3.
oh,
It's
okay.
3 pucks. Okay.
I'm gonna play the game later tonight, and I'm gonna find out.
I'm gonna play the game later tonight and find out it's 3 pucks. Shut up. It's 3 pucks.
Well, we need to be in the room, and your mirror can't. We need to be in the room, and your mirror cannot make any changes.
What is Wamai's gadget called? Oh my god. I'm just gonna say Wamai's gadget.
The fridge magnet, man. In addition to catching grenades, it also hangs up your kid's crayon drawing. Cully and her look at each other. He makes an agreeable look. Okay, where do we go from here? Because we addressed the weapons. Because we addressed the whole weapon. Them not touching the weapons bit. They should be talking about something further, and that's when Omai interrupts this whole fuse thing.
Yeah. Okay, the whole thing full of mistakes. But
What are you talking about?
no, I'm talking about my notes. I'm just trying to type out before I forget them.
Okay.
Forwards and my
What else would be on the contract saying they're not allowed to operate they're not allowed to operate with within certain parts of the world. I feel that's a big thing.
Daniel says that there's 5 charges. Guess we were wrong. There are 5 charges that come out of the 5 pucks or charges that come out of the thing. Thank you, Daniel. My magnet is called the magnet.
Very creative.
I've never actually thought of that.
Okay, Harry makes a note.
Magnet ready. Magnet online. Actually makes sense.
I don't know if we're going to be able to finish the script by 1 o'clock, so I would like to want to actually work on this properly and then just show it to the viewers. Or maybe we'll do this finish this next stream or something.
What is the time? Dude, oh my god, we've been literally at this for so long.
Okay, Harry makes notes.
Holy shize. That is interesting. I never thought that we would actually be able to sit down here and talk about a flippin' fictitious script till God knows when. Okay.
Oh, I just thought of something. Now, okay, the next topic of conversation, the whole countries thing. Now, why can't we work out of whatever country? Like, let's say Prague or something.
Where are they from?
Flashbacks. I don't know where they're from, but like they're private military, so they could literally operate anywhere.
Yeah, but like we want to make it as
flashbacks that we wanted to include in this at this point. So we gotta think of a country that they're not allowed to operate in. Harry could say, "Do you not remember what happened back in wherever?" And then just flashbacks and then like failing a mission. That was not our fault. You killed 100 people because they would have killed thousands more.
What?
You know, something to show that they had a fallout.
Wait. Explain to me how, as close to canon as possible, what is going on? Because I'm very confused. Just explain to me. So, what?
I'm saying for the sake of like this conversation, they should have places where Night Haven is not allowed to operate. Okay, and Carly could be against this. She could say, "Why don't you want us to operate in this?" And then Harry could mention some sort of incident or some sort of he could mention a reason, that maybe they did business in the past and their contacts would like try and reach out to them if they did business there, or they did something that was very disagreeable to the local government or something like that. And I think that'd be fine, considering that that even though they're a private militia, they could still have stuff like that because let's take it's kind of like how some hackers are sometimes hired for security of a company. Like it's the same case with this. So I think it'd be fine if they're still
extradition.
doing this.
Daniel says it's an extradition policy.
Okay, let's actually look that up because I'm not familiar with extradition policies.
Also, I'm not that familiar with extradition policies. But yeah, I was like, dude.
Extradite.
Oh, she has no idea. It's just the theory. That's actually quite an interesting theory. Again, just looking at this, right? We could have the flashback of Omai and Fuse happen, and then we have because I'm gonna my thing is just a short interaction. It's about it's just a line of action that's happening, and then it finishes. So with this expedition,
dude, it deals with fugitives. So basically, from this definition, if your country has a fugitive, you can surrender that individual to the jurisdiction of the country that they are fugitive.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because how sometimes okay, let's say I was a fugitive, okay, and let's say I okay, let's say I was an illegal immigrant or something, okay, and I went to the embassy, to try and hide out from the local government. Let's say, I don't know, let's say I was an American, but I was an illegal in South Africa. I could go to the American embassy. That way, they can't touch me unless I actually leave the embassy. I think that's like the general understanding of it. But I think with this with extraditing, or at least what I'm reading from you, I could be very wrong. It says that it means the process of extraditing an individual is handing that fugitive over to the country that they are fugitive of.
True. Okay.
That's very simplified terms. Based on like a first reading, if someone has a better way of explaining it, please mention it. Because I think that this is again why I think I wasn't like the most keenest on making a siege story, because it deals with a lot of stuff like this, a lot of international espionage and armed conflict. So which kind of simplified a lot in the script.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing for us that we can do is again simplify the things a lot in the story so that it actually makes sense and we don't like go all the way and make something that is totally unbelievable.
I think maybe the reason Daniel mentioned this, I don't know if Daniel mentioned it for a previous point or for this bit about Kali, but maybe Kali is wanted in one country, and if she were to do business in that one country, that means she could be prosecuted, taken to jail, and then that's just like an entire chunk of siege is gone. Or there'd be some weird conflict there.
Again, remember the white masked terrorist, right?
Yes.
So they saying that they believe that there are some opposing operatives that are looking to hire you guys, so we want to get to them first. We want to hire you first before they get to them, you know.
Daniel says if a country has no extradition policy, then a country doesn't have any obligation to hand over fugitives residing there to another country. Okay, so if you want to take that, what country has no extradition policy? I'm sorry, the word extradition sounds so weird. Like extradite, it comes out nice, but extradition just feels like a weird word to say. It's like
this is not an English lesson. This is not an English. We don't.
I did a project about a
Don't question it. Don't question the language. Just let it happen. Just let it be.
Countries no countries. Okay, so based on if we are taking this in relation to Kali, then it means that Kali could be wanted in another country.
Very true. Very true.
If we apply this to her.
Mm-hmm. So okay. If that's the case, then Kali's wanted in another country. Okay, cool, fine. On the other hand, we could have them wanting to so wait, what is the okay, so we heard talks of an opposing like they can't say the name, an organization that is looking to hire, or that is harbinging like a terrorist leader, and we are trying to protect you so that you don't have any ties with that, right?
Correct. So we are sticking with this whole bit, like she's complaining about why she can't operate in these certain parts of the world.
There's currently a running terrorist organization that we are trying to trying to stop you from being associated with them. I think that's good.
Alright, now what the hell is this? Is this like some sort of fancy name for what we're talking about? Like prohibition of insurgency or something like that? I know that sounds like a very that is a very short term, but
repeat that again.
I said prohibition of insurgency, even though what they're doing isn't insurgency. But I just had to think of something like, is there a fancy term for what we're calling this? Where you're not allowed to operate in this country.
Oh, Daniel's coming in with some heat. Sorry. I just read his dialogue line.
This criminal in this country with no extraditions, so we need someone off the books like Nightrise. Okay, off the books.
I'm thinking, that could also be a way. Like, he's not outright saying that he's keeping them on a leash, right? He's not outright saying it, but he's saying that he needs them to go under the books, thus again showing that like the relationship between them.
Yeah, but that's like for something. I want to be I feel like this is an against conversation. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Actually,
I do.
It's not Daniel in Discord as we're writing this though.
I don't know
He
where-
seems to know quite a bit about international relations.
Okay, well, it's kind of like a little bit far from like close to the end. I feel like next time we write a story, or if we do continue with the story, we will invite Daniel as a guest. And
Do you want to continue this next stream, or do you want to do this off stream and then or finish this off stream and then put it up on like Instagram or YouTube or something?
we could probably do that.
Okay, so yeah, I do something we can work for just a few more minutes. What the hell is this? Why don't you want us going into these countries? Should I just say that?
Yeah. So we need you to go. The reason why we don't want you to go into these countries.
Want us to work in.
So okay, now we have that. So we've spoken about the weapons. Now we've spoken about why they're there. The last thing we need is how are we gonna end this off? Or do we like cut it off just before the deal's been made? Ooh.
I was thinking the deal is in fact made, and it seems all happy and stuff. But as they're walking out the door of the building, Carly and Momai could just look over the shoulder and just have a big ass smile, like a cheeky smile,
Oh, wait.
The way this deal's meant to progress is that it goes smoothly. However, Nighthaven hold all the cards. They're giving cheeky smiles, they're taunting them. They come to an agreement that fits them both. However, you can tell that Harry is nervous and that Nighthaven actually do in fact hold all the cards. So I think it would end with they actually did in fact make the deal.
Yeah. Okay. Or like, hear me out. It is, in fact, it is a story about them being briefed about their next mission, right? And like all this contract still can go on, and then Harry's like, okay, cool. So the next mission is, and then while she's reading it, she's like, whoa, okay, what the hell is this? And then he gets interrupted. Why can't we work in these countries? It's like, yeah, that's why there's a list of operatives that's handed to Wamai, that Wamai takes, because that's everyone that they're going to be going on the mission with. And one of the people that they're going on the mission with was ding 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 Fuse. Boom! Big brain Ting's blood.
By the way, dude, I just got a message from the group chat. Apparently class is
Cancelled.
only from 2:00.
More time?
Yeah,
More time? More time?
Yeah,
Dude,
still close
class
from
is
2
at
to
2
3.
o'clock, dude. Oh my god.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh my goodness.
Should we get
So,
Daniel?
yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say, should we get Daniel in here?
I hope he's not writing soon.
Is he writing? That's the question.
I said hopefully he's not writing soon. I don't know what his plan is.
Daniel! The Daniel, we are summoning you.
I'll just send him a
Are
message.
you writing soon?
Okay, let me just look Twitch. Ooh. Okay, why don't you want us to work in these countries? We could, okay, so let's take a look at what Daniel said again. We need you to go into this. So, okay, about briefing. They could brief him on their first mission at the end of it, but there has to be a reason as to why you won't want him to operate in these countries. Okay, so... Okay, what if we was simply to say, Harry's like, wait, are you serious? And then he says, both of you are wanted. Both of you are wanted in several countries in wherever. Do you really? And we also
Oh,
have.
wait. So you're going on the idea that because they're guns for hire that they've done some shady things in other countries where they are wanted.
Yeah, and the government there would be pissed with them.
Oh, okay, go with that. I was a little bit confused. Go with that. No. That sounds good. That sounds mad. That truly sounds mad.
Okay, the room was quiet. Okay, I'll also have to share this with Daniel. I have to look for his email. You are both.
That's very interesting. Okay.
Okay, you are both wanted in. How do I make this sound militant? You are both.
Wagwan fam, you're both wanted in several countries, isn't it? I don't know. I've been watching too much flippin' Top Boy.
You are both wanted.
In several countries. So, with you, by having you join us, by having you join us, these countries have allowed you back if you join us. No, something like that.
Asian operations are by far the most violent, and I'm sure the Chinese relations wouldn't look too kindly with hiring. I don't know. We have to mention some specifics. That's what I'm on right now.
Hiring people that helped defend the fascist regime. I don't know.
I'm sure the Chinese government aren't keen on. I'm sure the Chinese government aren't keen on letting an organization such as yourselves. I don't know. I'm having trouble with specifics, but we need specifics for like this particular line.
Aren't too keen on having an organization such as yourself step foot into the country again. Not after. Now we have to go into specifics and try find like different missions that they went on. Hello, step bro.
It's Dan Landland.
How you doing?
Yeah, okay. Do I
I'm good.
have your email?
I don't know if you have his email.
Oh
Okay.
gosh, I'm gonna have Gmail now. But yeah, Daniel. While we have you here right now we're talking about this whole countries thing. We're gonna say that right now we're saying that Harry's telling Kali and Omai that they're both wanted in several countries, and right now we need specifics. You know,
Are they
and right
wanted
now-
in several countries though? I actually don't know.
So in this story, like what we have is that we're going off the basis that Nighthaven again is private military, so they will go
Wherever.
wherever, right? And because they go wherever, sometimes those jobs intel that they go against.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I like how I don't even need to finish the sentence.
Okay.
So exactly, and then right now they're having the discussion of like Harry's trying to get them onto the R6 team so that as almost as a compliance to these countries to allow them to operate in those countries again.
Okay.
So again, putting them on a leash, saying that R6 will the Rainbow faction will take full responsibility for whatever happens now. You know.
Okay. So like Harry has who's controlling the negotiations?
Harry's leading them, but we can clearly see that because of the tensions, it's like like Nighthaven hold all the cards, but actually, not to answer your question, Harry's leading the meeting.
Okay.
Ooh, and then Ash briefs them on the mission, so we'll have you go into and you'll be working with That's literally us the whole time.
So I'm gonna cut out Harry's most recent dialogue then.
Well, don't cut it out. Just paste it.
So like, okay, wait.
Paste it in the
What do you have
notes.
recently? So you both won in several countries. Your Asian operations
Cut it and
before the
paste it like here. In just do this.
You can say something like, "We're aware of your like checkered past. We have connections through all like major governments. Maybe we can wipe some of your slate clean in exchange. You know."
Daniel, could you check your email? I just shared this with you.
Oh, okay. Which email did you send it to me on? Oh, I see. Open in docs. Okay.
Alright, so
Daniel has joined the document.
Oh no.
Sick. Oh, this
Your
is
checkered pasty.
We have relations with several governments, and as per agreement for your alliance, we will need you to state. Like, what was it you're saying? Like
in exchange for this favor, we can maybe like clear some of your stuff or whatever.
It's not like a favor because they are going to be sitting in that meeting.
Okay, then if you
they are going to be part
work
of
with
the
us.
six.
If you choose to work with us, we can help scrub some of that from the record.
We have
That makes Harry sound shady.
Well, like in total, all government organizations are shady.
Yeah, this is true. But like the thing is, Siege isn't meant to be tied to one government, right? It's Rainbow. It's from like the best of the best.
Yeah.
Um.
Hey, dude, they
Okay.
got, what is that dude's name? That dude that runs through walls.
Oh,
Oryx. They got Oryx, and he's a criminal.
yes.
Like, isn't he a criminal?
No, I thought he was like a freedom fighter. I don't know.
It does say in his bio he spent several years in like a Jordan jail.
Exactly.
But for what though?
I think it was for freedom fighting. Like,
Yeah.
Let me
okay.
go.
So, like,
Well, okay. You spent some time in freedom, but he's a criminal nonetheless.
you aren't too happy about your involvement, but spend some time with us.
So Oryx actually did work under Kaid in his force. Like, he was a cadet. I'm just learning so much from these operators.
Oh, there's so much flaw, actually. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Okay, here's what we have. We are aware of your checkered past. We have relations with several governments who aren't too happy about your involvement, but spend some time with us, and we might be able to wipe some of that slate clean. I'm just going to write some of that clean.
Might spend some time with us. We might be able to
Spend some
swipe.
time with us.
We might be able to, wipe your records clean. You know?
Okay, I'm just gonna have Wamai say, trying to like ease this out because I think Wamai's the more cool one. Only once he sees Fuse, then he's gonna be, I don't want this. Okay.
I don't want the smoke, fam.
He's not ready for the smoke. Fam. Don't even test me in it. Okay, if that's the case, where do you want to put this flashback then? Where are we gonna put this flashback? Because what could happen is after this, what Harry says, right? The tension calms down. Then Ash starts debriefing them on the next mission, right? Saying, okay, so we need you to, coupled with one of our operatives. Well, how does it normally go? It goes, we have we have something that's happening in the Chinese embassy or something. Or
Wait, hold on. Just before you go that, because I feel like that's something that follows. I do want to mention something we just wrote. This is just a conversation. We're still missing like action and flashbacks and stuff. So here's what I propose we do. I propose we have this bit about it, they check it past as an off-screen narration, and then we just cut to, and then we show some shots of them, you know, going through different countries, you know, performing operations that have a lot of destruction to them, and like, yeah, that's what whole special.
I can remember, like in the story, there's a time where Kali went to like something happened on the battlefield, and Ace was there to save her life, and when Ace saved her life, she immediately took Ace to join Night Haven. So again, we could take something from there.
Alright.
Like one of those interactions where, you know, the mission was failing. Let me just pull this out.
Right. By the way, I am adding like a little flashback while Harry's thing is off screen, so just review that afterwards. But I'm going to say something like, Cully and Amai, they're hanging from a helicopter looking over an oil ship, kind of like that cinematic we saw earlier.
Wait, do we want it to be over an oil ship?
It's just an example. I just have them looking down from a helicopter.
As part of a joint UN operation in Somalia, his tendence towards theatrics and his impulsive nature resulted in him saving Kali's life. So it has to be in Somalia. What is going on in Somalia?
Pirates. Somalian pirates.
Whoa! Whoa! Again, so okay. So we're again talking about some what's this now? Some aquatic features, you know. Now we can throw in Wamai there as well.
Are we sticking with the helicopter? Wait, do you want to write this action sequence then?
No, you can write it.
I've been writing everything. Damn, I'm just like a scribe.
Yeah, you are a scribe, to be honest.
Boo.
I'm not gonna lie.
Helicopter, yo.
Helicopter.
Down at an oil ship.
Isaiah, say helicopter. Helicopter. Don't you know that meme? Or that video? Old one.
I'm just gonna say the ocean, like.
Yeah. So,
that's the location. And I'm gonna say night. Or sunset. Because that kind of like fits their whole image. You know, remember when they just released, you know, that was the home screen from on the Siege client. You know, it was sunset.
So we have what we can have is Kali again debriefing. How's the script going? The script's going actually pretty good. We got Daniel on board just to give us a little bit of insight. And
into I don't know what, but
you know about international relations.
I don't.
Oh, I know nothing about extraditing people. You do.
You mentioned extradition.
Yeah, okay,
so
fine.
We were like,
Fair
okay,
enough.
cool. No. We gotta have someone there who knows about extradition.
Okay.
You are a resident extradition specialist.
Oh no, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Disclaimer. Big disclaimer.
So what could have happened that forces like that could have gone wrong just before Ace comes in to save her. So I don't want to have Ace in the story, but I want there to be something that goes wrong, and then
remember Ace's opening cinematic where he was in that elevator shaft and he used his gadget. Do something like that, you know.
No,
Carly is trapped in some place.
This
and
is in Somalia, right?
From the other side.
Somalia, yes. This is in Somalia. Can you bring us some informations about Somalia?
Well, okay, they're in a helicopter, right? At an oil... Not an oil ship, an oil rig.
An oil rig.
Because there will be plenty of elevator shafts on an oil rig.
See, this is why we need you.
I'm just thinking of the base, mother base from Metal Gear Solid 5 now.
Okay. Let's rather let's not say Metal Gear Solid. We strictly Ubisoft now.
Yeah.
Strictly
No, it's just the oil rig. Okay, so
let's say the oil rig in Splinter Cell. I don't know if Splinter Cell has oil rigs.
No. It's so they're hanging from the helicopter, looking down at an oil rig. She's loading a sniper rifle. He's reading a breathing apparatus. Okay.
He
So
doesn't
are they-
actually
are they-
need a breathing apparatus because he can breathe.
Because he can hold his breath.
He can hold his breath.
He's probably just putting on like his bulletproof speedo or whatever. Not
bulletproof
speedo, wetsuit. Bulletproof wetsuit.
They're only gonna shoot him in the groin. That's it deflects bullets with his groin. No.
Okay, so what are they doing at this oil rig? Are they getting documents? Are they rescuing someone? Are they shutting it down? I feel like...
I'm gonna assume.
Ooh,
that-
wait, okay. Somalian pirates have taken hold of an oil rig and have taken the crew captive.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
This is actually turning into a really good.
Let's put on an earpiece.
Fanfic writing right now.
That's, you know, I was thinking about that yesterday while I was planning it, because I've always been someone against fanfic, but now
But
that
you're doing it.
But now I'm doing it, I'm like,
Isn't that all like video game adaptations or
that's
comic book adaptations? Are they just
that's
fanfics?
they started off as fanfics.
Yeah.
So again, I'm thinking, how long will it take? How many steps is it going to take us to get to the elevator shop to actually do this whole sequence where we say that the mission went wrong? Because now we got them preparing in the helicopter, or let's rather not say they're preparing in the helicopter, but they're in a corridor or something like that, and they having like.
Okay, you show them dropping from a helicopter, right? Or even just rolling up on a boat, and then cut to them.
I have Omai just jump from the helicopter directly, and then Carly's going to be taken to the place.
No, they can't land on the oil rig if it's taken over, dude.
Okay, then Omai just dives.
Okay, so then, like, does Carly have to be on the oil rig, or can she be air support?
She can be air support.
Okay, then so
But then
Omai jumps.
how will Ace come in and save her life?
Is she
has to
saving?
be-
Is Ace saving Carly's life?
Yeah, because that's where the mission goes wrong. Because Carly decides to go in with Wamai, right? Goes into the building. Wamai's trap. Ooh, Wamai's booby trap, like his magnet. He throws it at something, all right? And they shoot a rocket launcher or something like that, or throw a grenade. It blows up the elevator shaft, thus making them stuck in there, and then Ace has to come in and save them.
Okay.
Okay, Omai dives from the helicopter. We follow him as he.
Okay, so Omai dives down.
As he breaks the surface of the water.
Okay, then cut. Then I feel like it cuts to black, and then you hear gunshots, and then you hear Wamai
Okay,
saying,
wait, but-
get behind cover. More gunshots. Kylie's like, I see an opening. More gunshots, and then they get into an elevator, and then Wamai's like, magnet online. The alien's like, deploy magnet, and then they throw a grenade. And then you hear Granada!
Oh, wait a minute. How is
Boom.
Ace there?
Oh, he's out it's a joint mission. So it's Nighthaven and the UN are on the mission together.
Oh, Ace is part of the UN. Okay.
Yeah. So Ace is part of the UN at that point in time. They're out on a mission together. Easy flex. Easy flex. Easily flex.
Okay, so as Wamai hits the surface of the water, cuts to black, and you hear assault fire. Gosh, when you type things quickly, no wonder I keep grading. No wonder I keep correcting the grammar.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Just relax. Don't worry about it, bro. Just relax.
Okay, so they're on the oil rig.
This is inside the oil rig. They're getting people to safety. Get behind, and then we hear Omai's like, get behind cover. Some gunshots are heard. Wamai and Kali have their backs against a back undercover. There's rifle shots heard. The bullets of spraying.
Like one of the towers on the oil rig falls over, and then they get trapped like underneath some stuff underground in an elevator shaft.
That's what I was saying. Wamai throws out his magnet to kind of defend them, so that if they do decide to throw grenades, it doesn't go to them. But unfortunately, it hits, like, as it coming to them, the explosion blows up a portion of the oil rig, thus making a tower collapse and them being trapped underneath, thus having Ace to come in and save them. But we don't have Ace coming in to save them. We just have they're trapped, and then obviously we know that Ace comes in to save them because that's like the whole Ace coming in.
The cinematic?
Yeah. You know where, because in Ace's story, he does it mentions that the reason why Ace is part of Nighthaven is because Ace came in and saved Kali's life in Somalia. So this could be the Somalia.
Okay.
You get it. You get me, fam.
Yeah. I get you, fam. I get you.
Come on in it. Let's go.
Okay, how about this? Okay, you're talking about Ace's involvement. What if, what if we split this whole thing with him in the oil rig into two parts? One, like, you mentioned that Kali or Wamai would actually get trapped under something, which Ace would have to save them from. Cuts to black, cuts back to the meeting. Then only later we show the flashback of Ace saving them. Because they mentioned him in conversation, like Wamai could mention.
I don't think
nothing about working with Ace. And then he's like, we're very hesitant about having him on our team, Harry could say. And then the whole flashback with Ace, saving them with his
I don't think just yet, right? I don't want to add Ace just yet, because that's like, I feel like if we do continue the story and want to make another story off it, just talking about Ace where he's in there, then we can have Ace's point of view of this very moment and have it linked to this and him saving Kylie, and then like as a flashback of another, At the moment, I just want to focus it on. That's why, like, even in the Wamai flashback that I just wrote, I didn't write in, what's this guy's name? I didn't add Fuse. I didn't actually add him. I just added heavy footsteps are heard from the roof, right? Wamai is just standing there waiting silently, hearing heavy footsteps, like kind of tracking him, and then all he hears is a thump, and a metal pole comes, a pipe comes through the ceiling, and Wamai instinctively throws his magnet, and then you just hear foop, 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 and it catches like a couple of them, but like one gets off, and the explosion is just big enough because you have a concentrated explosion of 5, like, or 3 or 4 cluster charges in one area, and just and then you just hear the explosion.
Because on this thing only catch one.
Yeah, but like I feel like it can catch more. If it can catch like a grenade, like an RPG in midair, do you think it can only catch one? I think they only balanced it to catch one in the game. This is
Yeah,
where
'cause
creative decision comes in. I feel like it can catch more, in my opinion. Or at least I feel like it can at least catch like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then let the rest,
Yeah.
because you know the magnetic field gets weaker and you can't catch it.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying that the one rolls off and goes towards him, thus almost killing him. You know. Oh, bruh, flippin' writing a story.
Okay, then in that case, I'm just leaving a pause in the actual flashback, and we're gonna return to it again. Day. Do you think why would call him Mr. Harry or just call him Harry?
No, they only call him 6. They don't.
Yeah.
So. Because there's multiple people in there.
This is English. We should not be using actual numbers, just words. You understand? 6. Carly? Fine. I can't speak accents. Let's...
Oh,
okay, we're
no.
6. Carly? Fine. Yes, fine. Okay, then, what this whole Fuse flashback, do you want him to be interrupting a conversation? Because I'm having trouble thinking of new things I can talk about.
No. Okay, at this point, now they're getting debriefed on the mission. So Ash is taking over the conversation and saying, we currently have suspected terrorist activities in this place.
Is Fuse a terrorist though?
Fuse is not a terrorist. Fuse is working with them. He's part of the 6 at this point in time.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's part of Rainbow. So
Okay, so it's like a mistake that his thing goes off.
No. Well, the flashback is literally before. So Wamai and Fuse have met before in an operation called the Kill House, right? And what happened was Wamai and Fuse nearly killed each other because of their gadgets.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where the beef starts, right?
Yeah, that's where the beef starts. And that worried Kali. That made Kali worried. So in this situation, I feel that Kali would be a little bit hesitant to be working with Fuse, you know? And also for the fact that he's Russian. No one likes the Russians. I'm joking.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But, okay, now, we can't... I don't think we can just say, you know, Ash could be... I don't think right now Ash could just say, alright guys, here are your first missions. We have to have some 1 or 2 sentences just saying, alright guys, if we accept your terms, so are you guys willing? And they say, yes, of course. Alright, Ash will brief you on your first mission, or something like that.
Do you think so? I mean...
I don't think they can just go right into the mission. I think they have to at least... There has to be some sort of formality, you know? Because he's giving them a manila envelope about their terms, which means that everything isn't... Because it means that not everything is 100% agreed on, you know? So there has to at least be like...
No, he just says, okay. No, like... So you'll be like, okay, we have our... So I have Ash here to brief you. Because she says fine. That means she's like agreed. Kali says fine. Yeah. So, I mean...
Oh, no, I'm just saying like one sentence. Just one form of... Just formality.
Harry can be like, fine. Harry can be like, okay then. So we have an agreement, and so we'll like be like, okay, so we have an agreement. Ash will be here, special agent or whatever the flip, or call her by a full title, which is acting force. What I can't remember the title.
Can you look it up?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up right now. So Harry would be like, our acting leader of forward operation Ash, because he kind of picked up that they only go by their code names, you know, by what they're named. Ash will be will be briefing you on your mission.
Right then. So if we are in agreement. Okay, and she was what? Ash is the acting what?
She is the acting leader of forward operations.
What's the difference between brief and debrief?
Brief is giving you, debrief is
Debrief
after
is
the mission.
after,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, debrief is after. So after everything has happened, they'd be like, soldier, head to debriefing. Stat.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
cool.
need to talk about the PSTD you just developed.
The PSTD.
Acting
Yeah.
leader, forward
What is
operations,
the
not
PSTD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder?
Oh.
PTSD.
P.
Yeah, I think you switched the letters around.
Yeah,
and
you
just,
switched letters around. That's how I was confused.
No, PTSD.
Oh, you probably said slow. And
no, I think you said PSTD.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Clip.
Did I
clip
delay it,
cap,
maybe?
Clip it. Clap.
Yeah, cap. Yeah, that's cap. That's cap.
That's cap. Jeez, dude.
Should I say mission or operation?
Operation.
I'm trying to type fast and then I misspell things. Will I brief you on your first operation?
Okay. So, let me actually just do some more research and see what the hell is the kill house.
Okay, how do I begin a brief? What country should this be in? Daniel, have you ever read any Tom Clancy?
No, I haven't.
How do I begin a brief? I mean, you just go out and say, so we have
Just say we have tension in the Middle East.
Just
We
make
need
up a random Middle Eastern country like everyone else does.
we have tension in the Middle East. We've spotted organized terrorism group causing trouble in the Middle East. We do need you will be deployed with a team.
Okay. I think like while she gives this briefing, to Omai, to Omai just becomes background noise because he's still looking at the list of ops. He sees Fuse and he's like, no, I cannot work with this man.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Oh, it says the kill house is actually a map on Rainbow Six.
Is it the map you go when you first start up the game?
The house, also known as the kill house, is a featured map in several installations of Rainbow Six Siege. It serves as a training mission to teach players the basics of the game. LOL!
The kill house.
Yeah. It's in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, it's in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Rogue Spear, also in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Well, does it have to be canon with the Rainbow novel series or the game? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like the game isn't canon with the series. They just took the license for the name and were just like, cool.
Just slapped it on anything. Okay.
No, for Siege, I mean, like the Rainbow Six Vegas stuff. That maybe is like
Is canon. Is more canon than Siege.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
based off like
But remember, Siege is actually making stuff like they're coming out with more content. Like they're going
Yeah,
forward with more things.
yeah, but dude, Tom Clancy is dead. So anything they write beyond
Is
this
he
point
dead?
books. Yeah,
Yeah, he died.
When?
long.
Well, rip
Like
my
years
the,
ago?
like the Division onward is completely non-book accurate. It's just the IP. It's not based on. It's not adapted from any book. Ideas and events maybe, but not actual stories themselves. But yeah, Tom Clancy died.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Right. Kali or Mai, we have tensions in the Middle East.
We will be
What's the
deploying
name?
you.
What's the name of the terrorist organization with the white masks? Do they have a name, or are they just terrorists?
You'll have to watch like the intro cinematic.
Yo, dude. Who has time to watch an intro cinematic? I do. No, I don't. Terrorist.
Okay, I'm just gonna put in X because we can come up with the name later. Has set up a cell in. Okay, now fictional Middle Eastern country. What was the place in Call of Duty?
They're just called the White Mask. The Gulag.
Gosh.
Gulag?
Wait, so should I call them the White Masks? Am I calling this?
Okay,
White
so
Mask?
you have yeah, you can call
Hey Daniel, what? Think of a Middle Eastern sounding name. Go.
Are you gonna make one up or just do it like Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, one of the stands, you know?
Ahmakistan.
That sounds like a name. Ahmed. Ahmed made his own country.
Then you're making this very.
Just say Crimea. That's like the
Crimea.
bit of no, the bit in Ukraine that that Russia tried to annex.
Crimea. Oh, I mean, it makes sense why they would also be going with the Russians as well.
Spelt
Crimea.
set up a zone.
We're working with the Russians, suka blia. Got it. Got it.
Okay, now mentioning the whole list of ops. Here comes to a section, a C section.
Okay. You're weirding me out. You're weirding me out. Comes to a C section. Okay. Okay, buddy.
Okay, what is Fuse's wait, actually no, I'll just look it up.
I can give it to you.
No, I got it.
Why? Because you wanna stalk him.
Yes. I want that Russian booty.
You're a weird champ. Just retype it, you can't copy paste it. Because it does it in black text. Black text.
Wait, that's a V. Shrat.
Shrat. Shrat.
Cheeky breaky.
Shrat.
And stop second.
Shrat. Very interesting.
Should my reaction be strong? Like, should I have him like slam the table, be like, "No, I cannot work with this man." Because it would kind of be like a shock to the system, you know. Like if it was actually shot, there'd be some audio in the background, like some scratching noise as he sees the name, and then there's just the smash cut of him slamming his hand on the table.
Yeah. So wait, so what happens is the cinematic plays, and then he like slams his thingy. Okay, let's do this.
Stopping Ashman's sentence. Don't have to worry about grenades now. Dude, you're gonna have to put that header a bit after this because this is just still in the office.
Is this still in the office?
So you have to move that header just a bit because you see, he continues reading the documents. Wait, are you gonna write the flashback? Okay, wait, never mind. You do
Yeah,
it.
I was writing the flashback here, and then wait, I'm gonna move this.
I cannot walk with this man. Gosh, I need to pee.
You wanna go pee? You don't
Yeah,
pee. You should
gonna
have
go.
peed before.
I did. I had a liter of water over the stream.
You had a liter of water. This is sounding like some small bladder problems.
Bro,
Small bladder gang.
What?
He holds so much amount of water and processes it. Not. I'll just have Reese explain it to you. Okay, he does a lot better.
Are you gonna get him to explain it to us?
Off stream. I'm hiring.
I thought we were gonna hear some exclusive Benjamin business.
Bro, you can call him on Discord yourself if you want to talk to him so badly. Ladies and gentlemen, like all of them have my brothers on Discord, yet they always ask me to go fetch them whenever they want to prove a point, especially Viwe. Hey Ethan, call your brother, tell him to play with us. Call him on Discord yourself, guy.
But like,
Okay.
it's easier to ask you.
But I don't want to talk to them though. I don't want to do that. Oh, my slams is first on the table, stopping Ashman sentence, grabbing everyone's attention. I cannot work with this man. Okay, surely Harry would say something like,
Explosion. Is that how you spell? That was auto checked. What the?
3 pukes fly out.
3.
Oh, you mean bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. My magnet catches 2, but the third one flies towards Whammy.
Then we cut to this is again the meeting, right? The meeting room.
Yes. And so then it cuts slamming his okay, quiet.
There we go.
Okay,
Story done.
Sarah, meeting room day. I cannot work with this man, anything but. Harry, continued. Okay, Hera continued. These are just. This is just a list of. Okay, I'm gonna have him saying like this is just a list of potential potential operatives. There's no guarantee you'll ever meet them in the field. You know, something like that. This is.
Yeah.
It's just a list of potential operatives that may welcome.
That you may work with. Okay, so we've done this, all of that flashback. Okay. Where's that thing that puts a line through stuff?
Strike through.
Yeah.
Not sure where it is on docs.
I don't know, dude. I don't use Google Docs.
There's no guarantee that you will ever see him in the.
See them in the field. On the field.
Okay, no, Mike could just be like, I don't care.
No, I don't think he would be like, I don't care. Just.
No, he's like, I don't care about that. I don't want him. That like he's angry. Like I don't care if I don't care how small the odds are. I don't ever want to see him. You know, something like that.
I wouldn't say that the feud is that heavy that he doesn't want to see him. I think it's more like he just doesn't work with him because Fuse is seen as the type of person to like they think that he has disregard for life because of his cluster charge. Because like
Okay.
it kills anyone that's in there.
So should Kali actually be the one who calms him down?
Well, Kali was the one that was worried. That's what it says in the text, that Kali was worried. But yeah. Well, what if Kali's the one that actually says that we can't work with him? I'd rather have someone from my team jump in. And that kind of goes into that whole, we do things on our terms, you know? So I would rather have someone from our team doing this mission. And then Harry's like, we can't do that. You at least have to have one of our operatives in the team in order to help you. So pick from the list. You know, that type of thing.
Thumbs up. No, this is tough. There's no guarantee that you will be in the field. I haven't checked chat in a while.
Nah, don't worry. I'll mention if something interesting goes on.
Oh, we got some ooga booga. Kali air while I swim. Gun goes. Grenade go boom boom.
Grenade go boom boom. Bun that thing.
Alright, there's no guarantee that you'll meet on the field. So gosh, where does this conflict go?
Wait,
Okay.
let's think. Let's take this time to think and look at some source materials.
Alright, while you do that, I'm actually gonna go to the bathroom
Yeah,
quick,
go
so
to the bathroom. Actually, while you go to the bathroom, we'll take a break and look at some cinematics.
Okay, I mute along.
sweet.
Yeah, go for it. We're gonna watch one of these cinematics while we are.
You're making a mistake.
Am I?
Taking in operators that work for a private military company? Absolutely.
I took you in.
I wasn't the enemy.
Neither are they. Just before dawn, the supertanker Argus was attacked.
Pirates.
Yes, and if they can't have the ship, they'll destroy it, and everyone on board.
So they called for Night Haven?
No, they called for help.
You'll rescue this ship, or you'll be walking home.
Swimming!
You'll be swimming home, so don't fuck it up.
Callie, they're actually shooting at us.
Are they now? Woman! Time to get wet.
Hey, Lava Pancakes, how you doing? How you feeling? Yes, it's something interesting. We're just watching the cinematic trailers whilst everyone goes on a break. So we've been practicing.
Take cover!
What's our status?
They seem very committed. And they've got another firecracker.
Not for long.
So that's it? They save a ship and we let them in?
Yes, they save a ship. I think we let them in.
Have you ever
there
looked into
goes
the
the
mirror
neighborhood.
and thought something seeming very existential? I looked into the mirror a few minutes ago and I realized I look like the default face in a character creation menu. A very, very sad revelation.
I realized I look like the default face in a character. Oh, that's flippin' hilarious. That is funny. Anyways, so you were submitting stuff? What were you submitting, Lava Pancakes? Was it some assignments? Dude. So yeah, so
Something interesting. It looks very aesthetic. Remember that was the whole big thing when vaporwave like just got popular.
I never listened to vaporwave or saw what the hell is vaporwave?
It's a very weird genre of music. I figured you'd know what it is. Check out Frank Jeff C's video on it. It's very, very descriptive. But yeah, it's a very weird genre of music. It's like future funk, except actually I think future funk spawned from vaporwave, but it takes a lot of samples and just does weird things with them.
Never
Yeah,
heard
but
that.
just check it out when
Well, I
you.
probably have, but I've never actively like gone and looked for it or subconsciously. have- Oh, that I know that the Macintosh song.
Yeah.
I literally spammed that like that. I spammed it so much when I first heard it. I
You know
was
what
like,
that
this is
song
so-
is?
Isn't like Make Your Move?
No. It's like it's. I don't know if it's a Diana Ross song or Whitney Houston song. Just slowed down a lot. That's the whole song.
What? I
Yeah,
didn't
for
know
real.
that.
I'm being serious. That's the whole song.
I didn't know that. Well, you learned something new about vaporwave. Submitted a
Okay.
final, got 2 more exams left. Let's go. Let's go for submissions. Final exams. That's how it be at. So Ethan.
Yeah. You. Now, when we were having this whole thing about my slamming his fist down, saying I can't work with this man. There's no guarantee he'll meet on the field. What was the list of potential outcomes that it could have had? Because I forgot it after
Well,
I realized like
you
I
think-
belong in the character creation menu.
The thing is, when it comes to the discussions, it says in the source material that Kylie was the one that was more shocked or more fearful of that situation. So I don't think that Wamai would outright say he doesn't want to work with him. I feel like Kylie would speak for him and say we won't work for him, and then Wamai will show the picture of the person that they won't work with.
Okay,
and then Kylie would suggest
that would be
I am
weird
back.
if
Hello.
I slapped his fist on the table then. So There has to be some sort of different
Mm.
other sort of interaction.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that
So maybe he
because
might slide the paper to Kali discreetly instead of him slamming his fist down.
so what like exactly. So what I'm saying is that 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 interaction happens, right? And then it triggers her to say that she would rather work with like people that are in that she knows. So she would rather work with the people that are in Nighthaven, but the agreement is that they take some of Nighthaven's or they take some people from the what you call it, people from the rainbow that already are enlisted in the rainbow, and they take them to the mission as part of the agreement because it is a rainbow mission.
Okay.
It's not a Nighthaven mission.
Alright, let's sort this out though. So instead of Wamai slamming his fist, he slides the. He
Yeah,
slides
already. Yeah, well, my slides the paper. It does say that. Well, my well, yeah.
I
Instead
mean,
of
it's action because it still says he slams his fist. Talking about.
well, okay, Kali
This-
slides the paper, or Kali. Okay, Kali will slide the paper, but well, mine will discreetly slide the paper towards Kali, and then Kali will slide the paper towards Harry. Almost as if everything that every conversation and anything that goes
Oh
on. has to
gosh,
go through
what happened? Oh, there we go.
It has to go through like Kali. Ah, dude. All I'm saying is that it takes so much. I can imagine what all these adaptation writers go through.
Bro, that's why it takes years.
These scripts takes like
Yeah.
years.
Charlie Kaufman made a movie called Adaptation, which both Daniel, not you, Daniel, our previous lecture, and Michael will say, guys, watch Adaptation. It's so good. Deals with all this, but about adapting and adapting something.
Is that
Honestly,
the movie with Nicolas Cage?
Nick Cage plays two people.
Oh my god.
Plays him and his twin. I don't like the movie, but they'll swear it's like amazing. I really, I'm getting off
Him
track
and his
topic.
twin, Nick
Yeah.
Cage, and Nick Cage play Nick Cage. Oh wait, Fuse is not born in Russia.
Uh-oh.
Fuse is not Russian.
Uh-oh.
Fuse, where are your papers? Nah, that is so funny.
What Russian involvement did you include in the rest of the script? Because I think I
Oh, I
skip
didn't
that.
add anything Russian. I just added the fact that they were in a mission, and you mentioned Fuse, and that's it.
Okay, so Carly looks at the paper. She calmly says, "We cannot work with this man."
Lava Pancakes reacting to the fact that Fuse has no papers. Fuse immigrant confirmed. Fuse can't have the title of Russian confirmed. Where's he actually born?
Okay, so there's a list of potential operators you may not work with. There's no guarantee that you will meet on the field. Carly could say that's not the issue. Because she's kind of sidestepping it, sidestepping what he says. That's not the issue. Oh, by the way, dude, our class starts in 5 minutes, so looks like we will
Part 2.
either finish this off stream or
Part
finish
2.
Do you
next
guys
week.
want to see a part 2? Okay, I'll definitely do a part 2. And then in the next stream we'll actually have a poll up to kind of have people's opinions and ask them if they want what they want for the next adaptation. But just to run through the story and tell you what we have so far. Ethan, do you want to do it? You want to go through and tell the crowd what we have so far?
Okay, so this is the story of how Nighthaven gets integrated into the Rainbow program. It starts with a conversation of Harry and Ash talking about why it's necessary that they do this. Ash is still not so super keen on this. They enter the meeting room where the two of them are first introduced to Kali and Momai, and they start talking about the terms of their cooperation. And you can clearly see that the Nighthaven party hold all of the cards. And so, it first begins with how they have a weapon patent that Rainbow cannot touch their weapons, or else they could bring up lawsuits. And so Harry has to agree, or else things could go very bad.
Could go very south.
We need access to weapons, And it also shows their checkered past and their touchy relationship with local governments. So, and it's showing both the benefits of what would happen if they worked with Rainbow, but why they may seem put on a leash as they cannot operate where they want to. They're taking away their agency so that they can cooperate. And then we get to why, what the work they've done in the past, especially this oil rig incident. And we also get more context about why they've been rubbed the wrong way with some of their own operatives, namely being a man by the name of Fuse. And that's where we got so far. What we're going to continue on is we're going to further this whole bit about the terms of their agreement. But
yeah,
we had more in the notes, but. What else was there? What else was their conflict
We've
about?
actually done 4 pages. This is like a 5-minute short.
Are you introducing Ace? Are we introducing Ace?
No. Don't want to add any more characters. We want to keep this as condensed as possible. Keep this very, very, very small, minimal, just people there. Now, don't want to introduce anyone else. That's why when I wrote the part about Fuse, I didn't add anyone else. I just added Fuse himself. I didn't even add Fuse. I just added his weapon just to hint at him.
Right. Okay, do you think we can just call it now?
Yeah. Okay. Let me go back to
Alright, okay.
Alright, dudes. I'll see you next week, I guess.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel, for coming on and helping
again for coming out and helping us. It was really
No problem, man.
really much of a pleasure.
But before we leave, do you have any movies to recommend to the fans?
Me?
Daniel. Do you guys have a recommendation?
Well, this week's recommendation, right, based on what we have written, I do recommend you go watch Avengers Civil War because of the Sakota Treaty, and that's like the battle. That's how I like that conflict that they have. It's like an agreement, which is pretty cool. Daniel?
Yeah, I haven't watched a movie recently.
You haven't watched
It's actually... I'm watching Blood of Zeus on Netflix,
Ooh.
and it seems pretty cool.
Let us know how that one goes.
On episode 3. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, I'll let you know next week, maybe.
Yeah, I recommend... what else is a nice, kind of confrontational war type of film, like espionage? Oh, Atomic Blonde. Go watch that as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude, that is really good. Go watch Atomic. So we have Avengers Civil War, Atomic Blonde, really good. And yeah.
I recommend people would watch a movie called Jarhead. I say movie called Jarhead, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard this movie. It doesn't really deal with espionage, but it is about the psyche of a soldier during the Gulf War. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal, so if you like him, then I think you'll like this movie. Very good. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Gyllenhaal.
But yeah, Jarhead. I've heard bad things about the sequels, but I don't think the movie needed a sequel. So watch the first one. Never saw
much as every other film out there doesn't really need a sequel.
That is debatable. That is something we can debate on another time. But yeah, I'm just gonna say I think that's a very debatable stance.
Well, yeah. Anyways, I do want to say thank you again to everyone that came through. Do much appreciate it. And thank you for just chilling with us. And if you found this very interesting, and you want to come back next week to see how this story ends, please come through. Bring your friends. Bring your friends. We are 3 followers away from 100. Once we get 100 followers, I will be able to set up a stream lab. Not a stream labs, a stream raiders, and you guys will be able to play stream raiders while we actually talk. We'll do some challenges and do some like some raids and stuff like that. And then I will also give motivational speeches in Scottish accents before we run into battle with our knights and our wizards and all that jazz. So yeah, yeah, that's all I have to say. Just want to say thank you again to Paraplegic for the biddies, for Plutonium for the follow, and Illegal Sloth.
Plutonium Borgnar's Adam, hey?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, just checking.
And also for Illegal Sloth 12 for following us while we were off stream. We do really much appreciate it. And we hope that you guys have an amazing day. And yeah, thank you very much and enjoy your afternoon. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thanks for watching.